people here. Today I want to talk about a very simple exercise. I won't say everyone can do it because some people are compromised and they can't do it. But what about everyone else who can? You see, there's so much of confusion. Like you have confusion in medicine, you have confusion in nutrition. Sometimes there's even confusion in spirituality. People don't know which path to follow. You also have confusion with exercise. But what we need to understand when we're selecting an exercise that works for our body, we need to understand what suits our body type. What works for me doesn't have to work for you. What works for you doesn't have to work for someone else. We're all bio-individually different. But the one exercise where all the science backs it for every possible health benefit, from increasing your health span to your lifespan, which is your longevity, is the power of walking. Easy, free, doesn't cost you any money, cost you a little bit of your time, works as a beautiful, beautiful antidepressant. When I say that, it's not to replace your antidepressants, but exercise, as we know, can work as an antidepressant and make us feel better. Not a replacement though. For some people it can be. The power of walking. But the point is, our minds are filled with so much of content that we consume every day that we start missing the fundamentals. We start moving away from simplicity to complication. I don't have a problem with all the other exercises that exist. Like, I do them. I don't just walk. I love walking, but I also do a whole load of other exercises for my body type. But walking, look at the science behind the power of walking. So a lot of people say, oh, but walking's not going to help me with losing weight. So they stop walking. Yeah, it may not help you with losing weight. It can if you do it consistently in the right way. But hey, it's good for every other part of your body and your brain. So everything isn't just about weight loss. Everything isn't about weight gain. Everything isn't about muscle. There's an entire human system comprised of trillions of cells that we need to work for. And if we don't work for it, it's going to work against us. And it's so important for us to understand, like I said, if you have the ability to walk, if you have the gift of usage of those two legs on your body, please use them. Walking is simple. It doesn't matter how much you travel. You can always walk in a new city. A lot of people say, I travel and I don't have time to exercise. You do have time. It's just not important to you. Oh, but there's no gym. You can walk. You can walk. And there are so many ways of walking. You can walk straight. You can walk on a hill. You can walk on an incline in case you're using a treadmill. In case the weather's too bad, you can walk indoors. You can even walk indoors. I know people, we live in a city like Mumbai where the apartments can be really, really large if you have a lot of money and you're wealthy. Or you get used to living in small apartments, really small apartments. And I have some of my clients who live in a one-bedroom apartment and they're able to do their walks in their little hall. And that's amazing because people learned to do that in the pandemic when you couldn't even step out in the beginning of the pandemic. The point is, walking is powerful. It's not about 10,000 steps. 10,000 is a beautiful benchmark. There's no science in the 10,000. The understanding behind the 10,000 steps is if you've done 10,000, it means that, hey, you've been really active today. Because even if you do a 1-hour walk, you can't get 10,000 steps, which means over and above your 1-hour workout, if you get 10,000 steps, that means you have been active. So a total of 10,000. For some people, 7,000 may be good. For some people, they operate better at 12,000. Everyone is different. You don't have to put yourself into a box of 10,000 steps. Some people who have never walked before and now they want to change their lifestyle. They start off with 2,000 steps. Great job. Then they move to 3,000 steps. Fantastic. Progression and consistency. But every time we walk, magic happens in the human body. And this is what I want you to understand today. Every time you walk and your foot hits the ground, your lymphatic system is mobilized. The lymphatic system is part of your immune system. It's required for complete detoxification at every level. But when we're sitting down, when we're inactive, when we're sedentary, the lymphatic system also stops, unlike the heart. In the circulatory system of the body, the heart works irrespective. But the lymphatic system doesn't, and that's why we need movement. When we move, when we start to walk, we create electricity. This electricity is so important for our cells in our body and for our brain activity, for our brainwave activity. There is electricity in every one of us. And the whole point is when we move sedentary, everything changes. The way we eat, sleep, think, move, everything changes. We have cravings, we become sedentary because the entire physiology of the body, the biology of the body, the chemistry of the body starts to change when there is no movement. So wherever you are in the world, start to make friends with this beautiful, beautiful exercise called walking. And you don't have to put yourself into a box. I can guarantee you this, and I'm leaving everyone with a challenge. Some of you may already be doing it. Try to start a 30-minute walk or a 45-minute walk or a 1-hour walk. It's up to you. Okay, every day for the next 6 days. 1 day should be complete rest. And over and above that, you can do your weightlifting, your calisthenics, your yoga, whatever it is that you want. Okay, and I want you to notice the difference after 6 days. You're going to start to get addicted to this. And then no matter how busy you are or how your day is, you'll find ways to find time to walk or make steps. Sometimes when you're stressed out, when you're worried, when you feel helpless, you feel out of control, trust me on this. Just go for a walk. Move away from the problem, move away from the person, move away from the situation, and just go for a walk. Now, I know some people like to listen to music. Great, especially if you're in a crowded city and you don't want to listen to the honking and all the noise and stuff like that. You listen to music. But if you are gifted and blessed to live amidst nature, you have nature trails where you live, you have open air where you live and beautiful gardens and trees, try not to walk with music. I want you to connect with natural sounds. Focus on your walk, focus on your movement. It's like a meditation. You got to try to believe it. You can always listen to music, otherwise. But just try these things. If it works for you, fine. If you still want your music, listen to your music. I'd rather you walk than not walk at all. And no matter what age you are, of course there's safety. Okay, if you're elderly and you have problems of stability, probably walking on your own without assistance could be dangerous for you. But if you don't, all I'm saying is make an informed decision. That's the disclaimer. But if you don't, the more you walk, the better it is for you. Because a lot of us don't think, what does walking do for us besides our cardiovascular health? Even your muscles. You use muscles when you walk. And the more you use your muscles, the stronger they are. And these muscles support you as you move from your 40s to your 50s to your 70s to your 80s and even to your 90s and even to 100 years old. That's the beauty. That's the commonality in people living beautiful lives past the age of 90. They're active. They walk. It doesn't have to be a 1-hour walk. It could be 15 minutes. But the point is activity. So when we walk, because it's natural to us, it's absolutely natural. So when we walk, we're in our frame of everything natural that happens within the body and to the body. Make it a habit to start walking. You'll have a ton of excuses not to walk that life throws you. Relationships, kids, work, business. But be honest with yourself. Write down where your time goes in a day. And I can guarantee you'll find a couple of time wasters, which you can slowly start to replace with walking. 20 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, or use your time actively. Some people like to walk and listen to podcasts. Some people like to learn, study while they walk. That's up to you. Be efficient with your time, but I can guarantee you that walking will change your life. Now, am I saying walking should be the only exercise that you should do? No, exercise is holistic in nature. The human body needs flexibility, it needs mobility, it needs VO2 max, cardiovascular strength, it needs endurance, it needs stamina. So you can work out with different kinds of workouts as well, but walking is beautiful. And as you start to age and you find that, hey, I have to reduce the kind of workouts I can do, even the beautiful practice of yoga or a great stretching or mobility drill along with walking could be sufficient for you as long as you're not losing muscle. So that's extremely important for us. That's where you look at your diet, your protein, and your macros. But if you can stop walking and encourage your parents, sometimes we see our parents aging and we're like, oh, they're old. But if they can walk, if they have the gift of their legs, I can promise you by encouraging them to walk, they are going to get healthier and stronger. It's great for their bones, it's great for the prevention of osteoporosis, and even if you have osteoporosis, guess what? It's absolutely positively supportive of that. So today, look at yourself. You have 2 legs, you can use them. Please use them, because there are so many people who don't have 2 legs or the mobility of 2 legs, and they wish they had legs to walk. So we should remember gratitude for what we have and use it. A large part of gratitude is using this beautiful body the right way for our own health, mental, physical, and everything else. So try it. It's an open challenge to everyone. Try walking for 6 days. An hour every day, 45 minutes, 30 minutes, doesn't matter. But consistency is the magic word. The second thing I want you to try is, if you feel under the weather, low, angry, emotional, negatively, go for a walk. Go for a walk. And when you come back from that walk, I want you to write down, how did I feel? Have my feelings changed? My problems may still be there, but am I feeling better? And great health is about how we feel within us. That is the fundamental of human health. How we feel within us controls the biology, chemistry, physiology, and everything else in the human body. Have a great day, everyone. Until next time, eat smart, move more, sleep right, breathe deep, and remember, you care is all about you. And also remember, I get most of my steps at airports because I travel a lot. And, sometimes you need to be at the airport for an international flight 2 hours before, 3 hours before, or even domestic. The amount of time you have to walk, you can easily finish a beautiful 1 hour walk in the airport. Sometimes we frame our minds that I'll only walk in a park, I'll only walk on a treadmill. Break those mindsets. Those are limiting to you. Wherever you have space and you can walk safely, walk. It's as simple as that. And you got to reflect on your own life right now. Am I sitting more than I'm moving? That's a huge problem. And if you have a sitting job, I respect that. But it's all the more reason that you need to be more active. All the more reason that you should be able to say that my lifestyle is not sedentary. And for someone who's sick, someone who's elderly and cannot be that active, that's also fine, but be active. Maybe it's not going to be an hour, but even that 15 minutes of activity or 10 minutes of activity, maybe morning, afternoon, evening, is much, much better than doing nothing. Have a great day, everyone.